Hi students, I am Bazi from Meslower Dizzy Classroom. In previous session, we discussed about how the structure of an ecosystem is categorized and how biotic and abiotic components are distributed. In the same manner, if you observe the desert ecosystem which have extreme conditions like too hot at daytime and too cool at night time. And the desert biomes have extremely low rainfall and about 17% of the land area is covered by deserts on this planet. Due to scarcity of water and high temperatures, the biota is very poorly distributed. The various components of abiotic and biotic factors in desert ecosystem, if you see the abiotic factors, in the desert ecosystem, temperature is found to be very high and rainfall is very low. The nutrient cycling is poor due to scarcity of biota. And the biotic components like producers, these are small shrubs, especially bushes, some grasses and few are trees. The shrubs have widespread branched root system with their leaves, branches and stumps variously modified. Sometimes few succulents like cacti are also present. Some lower plants like lichens and xerophytic mosses are also found in this desert area. The consumers like different types of insects. And reptiles like lizards. And salamanders. Snakes. And nocturnal rodents like different types of rats. And birds. You know, the sheep of the desert which is present in desert, that is camels, are all present in the desert area. Decomposers which we call as microbes, these are very poor in number because there is no biota found on the deserts due to low dead matter or decay matter. The biota of microbes are also very low in desert area, and this is the structure of a desert ecosystem. And if you observe a forest which is extremely reverse to the desert, that is, it has a rich environment of both biotic and abiotic factors. The forests are the natural plant communities which are obviously dominated by different types of trees. You know, in our country, the forest occupies roughly 19% of our total land area. If you observe in a forest different types of biotic and abiotic components, if you see the abiotic components, these may be present different types of organic and inorganic elements and different types of fallen leaves, debris, almost all the rich environment we may find in forest. Especially it receives rainfall and have a balanced temperature and balanced humidity, and it has a rich environment of plants, herbs, shrubs, tendrils and climbers and many more plants present in the forest area as a producers. And almost all these things are abiotic factors which influence forest as a rich environment. The biotic components which are called as producers, consumers and microbes, decomposers. If you see the producers, we may find different types of trees like neem tree, deodar, oak trees, and number of varieties of teak, sandalwood, rosewood and many more timber yielding trees are there in the forest, and almost all they prepare their own food material and they supply food resources for different types of consumers. And in the forest, if you see, the consumers are different types of herbivores, carnivores and omnivores we may find. And the herbivores which feeds on directly on plant material, on different types of plant parts like leaves, fruits, roots and different types of plant products, and these may include different types of elephants, rabbits, nilgai, deer, moles, squirrels, flying foxes, mongooses. Number of organisms are there which feeds on different types of plants and their body parts. The secondary consumers which feeds on directly on veg eaters, that is herbivores, we call them as carnivores. These carnivores are also diversified in forest ecosystem. These are like lions, tigers, cheetahs, jaguars, foxes and hyenas, etc. may found in forest. You know, if you observe the decomposers, because the decomposers have rich diversity in forest ecosystem, because it has rich nutrients and different types of plants and animals present in the forest. After death, what happens? They convert into dead and decay matter. It is decomposed or degraded by all these types of microbes. Mainly it includes different types of protozoans, fungi, bacteria and many more microbes are there in forest ecosystem to degrade the complete matter. After that death, what happens? It is converted into simple inorganic form which is reabsorbed by plants itself to balance the ecosystem of that forest. If you observe in any ecosystem, whether it may be a giant ecosystem like planet Earth, or it may be a droplet under a microscope, rules are the rules and these are the rules which controls the complete system. The food chains, food webs, matter cycling and energy flow between the biotic and abiotic factors, almost all these things are under balancing conditions to balance the ecosystem. The organisms are affecting their environment to meet their needs. The eating and being eaten in an ecosystem, it controls the population of an organism in an ecosystem. In a bird's habitat, if the number of insects are very high, if the bird feeds on insects, it controls the insect population. If too many birds eating the same group of insects, it drastically or quickly reduces the insect population. Then scarcity of food may occur within the habitat. It may lead to migration of an organism from that place, or certain birds may die, or some may give a younger ones, and which further balance the ecosystem. If sudden changes occurs within the ecosystem, like natural calamities like tsunamis or tufans, or it may be an earthquake or an volcanic eruption or a forest fires. Generally we hear the news like forest fires in California or Australia, like that. And what happens? The complete system may die and it needs lot of time to recover from the conditions. Or in certain times human attacks on forest, and especially for developmental projects, we cut down all the forest area, and during that time what happens? And it affects drastically on the different types of plants and animal life. Hence number of plants and animals may vanish from that place, and it leads to extinction of a species. We will not find the species. This is our irresponsibility over nature and natural resources, and almost all these things may lead to destruction of different types of habitats, ecosystems or biomes on this planet. It further leads to damage to the changes in the seasons, and it ultimately damages our environment, and it leads to seasonal variations and indirectly affects on our lives as a natural disasters. Okay students, we understand how an ecosystem works and how it functions, and how we imagine a giant ecosystem like our planet Earth, how it controls the complete system by using solar energy, and how food is transmitted from one organism to another organism, and how all the biotic and abiotic factors which are interrelated, interconnected and interdependent by matter cycling and energy flow within the system to balance the complete planet Earth. Okay students, be responsible in your every activity or every action in your daily life, and we will meet again and discuss many more topics and many more interesting topics. Until then, bye bye.